Hi, welcome back to the beginner guide. For us, it hasn't been that long since we did the last part. I don't know how long it's going to be between these two parts. Sorry for how the last recording is going to sound for the narrator. I feel like we fixed it for this recording though, so hopefully that gets a lot better.
Hopefully.
Yeah, we're going to get back to being introspective people while watching Coda.
Thoughtful, just understanding who this developer was in their unreleased glory.
And talk about it in our own way too. Welcome back, Sea Dog and Apollo.
Hello.
Alright, but last we left off was
10.
Chapter 10. This should be the end of this episode. Or game series, whatever.
So what would it look like if Coda wanted to make a game about talking to someone other than himself?
Let's find out.
To me, this environment is meant to represent Coda's puzzle, with the two doors on either side and a dark transitional space between.
Okay. Nah, I don't like that. Oh.
Hello.
Hello. But you showed up. Thought I might be having to clean this entire house all by himself, and right miserable that would have been. Everyone knows lonesome hands make lousy homes.
Oh.
You'll notice that the quality of the art is a step up from previous games, including this new and improved chat system, which he started using from this point on. From here on out, he begins putting much more effort into the visual polish of his work, and this particular game took 2 months to create as a result.
Well, yeah, more time working on the parts takes more time. Okay, so...
And lousy homes make home loners. That's me.
Yeah. Well, this is way better.
It is. This looks nice. Is it the same engine?
I think it is. I'll finish up in the meantime, could you please clear the table? Oh. Alright. In your bedroom and make the bed.
Oh, this is the thing we saw in the trailer where you go into the room and you click on the bed and the bed cleans itself.
This is a bathroom.
Yep.
Okay, now while you're in there, why don't you straighten up the rug a bit? There.
We're accidentally going to solve the prison puzzle.
Yes. We
Oh.
are now solving the riddle.
How'd you end up doing this job? It's been a long time since I've seen a house this messy. I don't know,
Did you enjoy being a house cleaner?
Yeah, that's what I wanted to say. Well, I don't enjoy it so much as I need it. While I'm working, I feel a kind of calm that rests in the pit of my ribcage. My soul just can't be soothed any other way, it seems, which I guess is about all that matters. Oh, that and a tidy couch. Would you straighten the pillows and sofa out there?
Yeah, you're creating for yourself, ultimately.
Yeah. And at this point, he wants to make a place that feels clean. Yeah. Cheesy personal insight, you okay with that?
Especially.
Yeah. No? Aww. Hey, these dishes need to be... Why don't you come do that? Listen, I can do from this side.
Advanced.
We're all just human. Are there still books scattered around in the bedroom? Okay. I guess I'm seeing a pattern with him right here. Perfect. Now, how about you come and
After the intense set of prison games, this house cleaning level almost feels like cleansing. It's the moment after a particularly difficult or traumatic experience where you just need to let it sit and digest inside of you. and eventually cohere into something meaningful.
Are you going to play in the And none of them will be the ones that were easy. I love the sound he made for this.
I know that Coda really liked this game. Of all of his work, actually, this was the only one that he called me up to ask me to come over and look at it. This was during a period of a few months where he was like grossly happy all the time, just walked around with a constant smile on his face.
Smooth other rug in a bedroom.
Oh.
Come on, speedrun.
Okay, in the tub. Alright. Would you mind tidying it up a bit? Earlier when I said I was going to say that it occurs to me that one's house is a lot like one's soul. You take care of it and take care of you. Huh. Yeah. But there's a bit of truth to that, right?
I mean, that's the whole self-care movement.
Yeah.
That's what. Yeah, there's some truth.
Like, anyway, so, housekeeping. Let's keep doing this. Books, would you please clean up the books, thanks?
I'm glad he made this. I'm glad he found some peace.
I'm not guessing it lasts long for him. Because as a creative person, you might feel a sense of completeness. Question.
But,
Do you
of
enjoy
course, it can't last. The music stops, your companion is gone, it's time to leave. The door at the top of the hill is now open as well. Again, you can't stay in the dark space for too long. You just can't. You have to keep moving. It's how you stay alive.
Yeah, sometimes it feels freeing to not have a project you're actively working on because you're like at the threshold of potential.
Back to the lamp.
Which is the whole point of the puzzle doors, right? That sooner or later you have to pick up and move. I really thought that was the point of it.
Item, do you
This
love it?
one gets a bit goofy.
Okay. Oh. Was it to improve your life? Was it to get a better job?
Get some bitches?
Was it to make your relationships more meaningful? No. You came here to become okay, we're getting into this topic now. This workshop is going to teach you how to be perfect. I want your friends and people in your life to look at you and think, wow, this person is a better human being than I am. Right now, who do you think about that way in your own life? Who do you know who is so well developed that they make you feel disgusted with yourself, compared to whom you feel useless, selfish, ungrateful, and to make you into that person? Perfection is within your grasp. Fuck. And the question is not how do we do it, and how do we do it effortlessly. This is easy. It is so easy. It is so easy.
About halfway through the game, the perspective shifts.
Okay. Being perfect. Oh. This is the key. How do I achieve it?
And you play as the teacher. And suddenly, you discover that your teacher is just as bigoted and afraid as you are. Oh, and also you can move around the classroom now.
Oh. What the heck? Ah, yes. I am the definition of an anti-perfectionist. Because I can come out with things that are not perfect. As you can tell with the last video.
And then I think I trend closer to perfectionism. because it's easy to peddle around ideas, but once you set it in stone and once you make a product, you have to commit to it. I don't really believe so much in retcon, personally.
I felt pretty hard for this one. I feel like it's one of the most relatable experiences that you can have.
Yeah.
To assume that some other person is perfect and totally fulfilled in every way, and completely miss all of the little flaws that make them painfully human. I think about this game a lot these days.
Please hope he doesn't tell me code it again.
This one took a lot longer than all the others for Coda to make. It was 4 months between this and the last one. That's twice as long as it took him to make any other game before this, and it's not like it's particularly complex, so I remember I found that a little strange at the time.
Mental state is mental state not going well for Coda?
It just took a while, and he might not have knew what he wanted to do.
Like it,
Simply because it's not more difficult does not warrant a time skip.
that last game hits on so much of. Alright, this part's probably getting cut out, but that last game is hitting on so much of why I want to maybe think about changing paths. So that's me and the thing. It's like you see so much and you want to make that perfect thing. I'm not a perfectionist in any way, but you see so much that you want to fucking do, that you know that you could get to if you can just become basically that perfect person who can learn the thing, draw just right at that exact moment and stuff. But I can't. And I want to keep trying. And I might try for a career. And I wanted to try a career for it. But it feels less and less as a grasping straw on something that's going to fall in the end. Perfect. Fucking. And I don't want to be perfect. I don't like the idea of being perfect or having to be a perfectionist. That's why I can actually come out with these videos, because I'm not that kind of person. But in certain parts of me, I do. And I guess art is one of them.
Okay.
And fuck does it just... And that's why it's also hard to think of making a portfolio. Like, I don't know. So, I don't know what job I want to get in my life. I just... I think I want to have a creative job. But then I'm like... Do I want to go down a path I can get a more stable job and at the end I want to at least have something that I can, for the most part, more than half the time, I can go in and at least like.
You would enjoy.
Yeah.
No, that's... I mean, you already know that's how I'm feeling coming up at the end of my degree.
Yeah.
The degree that I picked because it's what I'm good at. It's not what I'm interested in. I would have loved a history degree. The careers you get with the history degree did not clash with me. Or it did not meld with me, it clashed with me. And so I've settled into something that I just think it's broadly applicable. Life skills, effective writing is always going to be good for you. And it is actually giving me a lot of history because you're studying the texts of old.
Yeah.
Mostly European. But you're exploring literature, and literature is a portal of history because it is written in context of history.
Indeed.
And that's what a lot of the class focuses on. So I'm getting that out of it, but that's beside the point.
Yeah.
It's not leading me towards a career that I would want. But I don't know how to reach for a career that I want when I only want volatile career paths, and I am a creature that always will trend towards stability and predictability, and that's what a job I can get with English. That's what I can get. I can get stability, security from it.
Yeah.
Hopefully And you still can be who you want to be
Yeah.
while not being restricted by this thing. Or
Yeah.
you can find happiness in it. But either way,
I
from
mean,
both of your perspectives.
Well,
I think I can find happiness. God, I just want it now. I just want to get through this hard part.
I understand.
see, I feel like
Change is slow.
this is where we're splintering, because I feel like until I'm at a point where I can dedicate more time towards creating something that I'm going to feel a chunk of me is missing, and I can find fulfillment in other things. I'm not gonna like get an office job and then just count the days until I retire and die.
Oh no.
Like, I'm going to find fulfillment and value in my social connections and everything, but it's going to feel like a means to an end until I can get a career that allows me to use my creativity.
Yeah.
That I just don't see how I can safely transition into that.
In this economy? Shit.
Fucking exactly. Well, everyone keeps saying it's your 20s, you're supposed to take risks and make mistakes, and it's like, yeah, but that just fucks 30-year-old me in the future if none of it
Exactly.
works.
That last game definitely hit a point in me of just perfectionism, how I'm not near it, how I know I can release stuff without it, but how I wish I could be closer to what I think I could make. And how maybe if not being that close, maybe I should go somewhere else and I can work on this as more of a hobby. This game is something. Oh.
Oh, this is grandiose.
What is that?
Oh.
Opera that everybody loves.
Alright, the performance is beginning. Places, please. In this scene, we will be playing as me. We are gathering of professionals. First, you'll start out leaning against the wall. Okay. It's a dream to photograph animals for sure. Your one chance to learn something from her to gain something to succeed. Go on.
Look to your left.
Oh God, we gotta go. Hello. Hello, that's it. Oh no. Do it again.
Here are all of my hopes and dreams. Just
Fuck.
trauma them.
Fuck. Okay. You're completely missing the tone of the conversation. Knew what I wanted. I was confident. For some reason, it was just okay. Okay. There was. Yep. Now talk to her again. You must have worked really hard to get where you are. I'll bet you've learned to lean into this pain. First one. You're messing it up all. What? Do you not realize how important this was for me? I'll never get another opportunity like this again. Everything was riding on this. I want to try something. Try stepping back from the stage.
To the lamppost.
To the lamppost.
To the wall.
To the wall.
We haven't seen the puzzle thing he's done in a while.
It comes at the end. He said it was a way of locking and unlocking.
Yeah, but we haven't seen that unlock.
They put us in jail.
We're
We
back
were
to the
doing
prison
good.
idea again?
But no furniture.
Pull up to the.
Okay, yes, now this is working. This is what.
The game ends with this eerie premonition of what's going to happen next in Coda's life. The solution to social anxiety, to fears of having to perform and having to chase success, the answer for Coda is to withdraw, to hide himself away. which is what leads to scenarios like the stairs that slowed you down several games ago, where it just becomes harder and harder to access Koda's inner landscape because he keeps retreating. He just keeps backing away from possible connections to anyone other than himself. And to be honest, I didn't consider it very healthy when I first played this game. You know, it looked to me like he was trying to justify the idea of just disconnecting yourself from the world. And that wasn't what I wanted for him or for his games. Because I feel like a lot of his games are inviting me to connect with this person, to bring him closer. But what can you do? After this, Koda went off and took another 5 months to make a new game.
He learned to mask.
Fuck.
Alright, so y'all can close your eyes. The control group shall play. It's like, click to begin the game. Close your eyes. Press 1.
Nah, I gotta know.
You're blind. You're blind. Press 1. You're blind.
Please, someone talk to me. Alright, what do I do?
Nothing.
You should probably open your eyes if you haven't already. It's pretty much impossible to solve otherwise. And there is a solution, by the way.
Everybody's blind.
What?
So what is the lazy dude on the thing? The guy that's sitting on the floor.
He's
Oh,
accepting his fate.
I know, but his name is different. The guy to your right, not them. They are
This
literally-
guy?
Yeah.
There was a giant door.
Is he also blind?
No. Research.
Okay, so just take one of the other. All the people say just random stuff because they're blind. Try to go through one of the doors on the right or the left. And you go down the stairs.
The solution? Hide.
Truth. Is to speak something
I
that's
can't
honest.
keep making these.
2.
Yes, that's it. That's the truth.
Like I said, I was getting concerned.
It's draining me.
First off, he's never been this explicit in his work about exactly what he's thinking. So where's that coming from? But then even weirder, his work has potentially stopped being an outlet for him. Not like he's having trouble iterating on ideas, but he literally just can't think of new ideas anymore. And in person, he was being a lot more distant than usual. Like, you know how sometimes a person will just deflect anything that you say in order to keep themselves disconnected all the time? It was that kind of thing. Here was the point in my relationship with Koda where I really started to wonder if he needed my help in some way. His games are going to get more desperate from here on out. After this game, it's almost 6 months before he finishes something new.
Alright.
Oh wow. Hello.
Hello?
Oh, damn.
Hello.
Hello, is anyone there? Is that a person? Long time since I talked to anyone. What's wrong? You look lost.
Wow.
Fuck.
Wow.
I don't feel this. I don't
He's
feel
being
this.
depressed.
Like it feels at times that you feel you have no ideas or anything, but I don't actually think I'm out of ideas. I just think I'm at a stopping point for a bit.
I think I relate a bit more to this one than you.
Yeah.
In the sense that, like, I'm not finding the strength lately to go in my free time and dedicate, like, hours and hours to just thinking through developing these ideas that I worked so, like, fervorously on for years. And it's not that I just don't want to develop those ones, but also every few months I had a new one, and I'd focus on that one for a bit, and the other ones were on the shelf, and I'd still tinker with them occasionally, but I have barely contributed anything new to these stories as of late, as of the past few months. And at the same time, there's nothing new coming to mind. And it's not that the creativity is gone, it's just that I can't develop that outlet as much anymore. I'm struggling to put it into that medium right now because I feel like I've seen too many projects hit the point of, okay, it's developed, what's next is making it, and then I'm unable to make them. And it gets tiring just seeing that you can get it all out of your head, but you
If the
still
last
can't get
game
it out
featured
to the
Coda
world.
talking explicitly about his creative frustrations, this one turns it up to 11.
Do you want to finish that thought?
I'm a creative enough person, but I'm not in a situation that I'm fully enabled to express it in the ways that would be fulfilling. And that becomes a sort of internal restriction on creativity. That subconscious thought of, oh, I can participate, I can create, but it will not be in the most satisfying or fulfilling way. Like, for me, it's not going to be releasing chapters of some comic because there is no collaborator. It's not going to be releasing short stories because I have no confidence in my prose and I don't know where to publish. And it's a lot of unknowns and things that with time I can look into, I can figure it out. But there's also no time to do that because there hasn't even been time to be creative as a hobby. So what time is there to research how to make it a hobby again?
I know this is, I'm seeing you right now, and this level is like, I see how it's hitting you.
Now, put yourself in my shoes playing this. Here's a friend whose work is exhibiting signs of struggle, frustration, anxiety, depression, even. And yet, still, he keeps making games. He keeps throwing himself into the grinder even when he clearly doesn't have the energy for it anymore. Why? What is it for? Because from my perspective at the time, and just what I knew of him, this was a result of how isolated he was. He was in his own little bubble, just sitting at his computer all day, not really showing these games to anyone, not releasing them onto the internet, and so he didn't have anyone outside of himself to connect with. He had no outlet to ground himself on.
First, you have to open the door. Now you have to close the first door.
Yep. Now just...
Now you just click on the switch.
and you go.
You can't talk yourself out of loneliness. It doesn't work that way. You can't be the one writing both the questions and the answers. Then there's no movement. Then there's no circulation. If all of your anxieties are being channeled into your work, then if the work ever fails, you have no backup and you're just going to crash.
See, that's a problem.
Gaslight
That-
yourself.
That's a problem. Because if you try to also gaslight yourself into thinking that you're going to enjoy something 100% of the time, that is gaslighting.
That is
You are
manipulation.
never going to enjoy anything 100%.
The creative process is a combination, or rather, I guess it's like an ebb and flow. It's like a tension and release process.
No,
Because no, you don't want for it to be easy all the time. You want to encounter issues. You want to sit there and rack your brain on it because it's like puzzle solving for you.
I won't.
The moment you figure it out, there's this relief, this euphoria, this like creative fucking like energy flow, this burst.
I'm taking this a step outside of just being a creative person and just with anything in life. You cannot enjoy something 100% of the time. You can't enjoy a job, you can't enjoy a hobby, you can't enjoy anything 100% of the time. This goes with anyone. This goes with you, Sea Dog, too.
Yeah,
like, you
this
just,
does include
like-
me.
yeah, like, this isn't, like,
This is
Can-
gaslighting.
this
and he's
is-
just trying to find
yeah,
a way out of the
but
hole.
just, like, and when something becomes so numb and so easy and so simple, it doesn't make things joyous. It doesn't make anything joyous.
It makes it repetitive.
It makes it repetitive. It makes you lose your mind. It makes you. You know, I will say it.
Yeah, that's exactly what I thought.
You know,
Keep going. No.
I have worked in a retail job for a while now.
You were about the same hiring season as me, right?
Yes.
Yeah, call it 4.5 years at this point.
I'm not saying. Alright, yeah, it's been a while. And
it's
what's
simple.
what that guy is saying, it's simple, it's easy, it's effortless. But it wasn't joy. It didn't turn joy. More time passed. We can all attest to this.
It becomes mind-numbing.
It becomes mind-numbing.
It's repetitive. It's
Yeah.
a slog and a rut.
This guy is just gaslighting himself. I fucking, like, there's nothing to make you 100% happy.
Do not like this section.
This all kind of gets distilled into just if you do not work for a reward, then what value does the reward have?
And money is also not enough for me.
Because
Money is
we're
just a
talking
value
about
that we've.
well, we're just talking about spiritual fulfillment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's-
And if your
we're
spiritual
going with
fulfillment is
material.
money,
Yeah.
there's issues.
Alright,
It's a
but
material thing
we'll
that
just.
collectively
all right.
added value to.
Sure.
Alright. Games are that's wonderful. Why'd I feel so awful when I said that? Because it's not true. And it's not.
Completely energized.
It doesn't.
Seeing this game at the time that he made it, it looked really unhealthy to me. I was watching him do this to himself, and I hated it. I hated seeing him so trapped. It's like, video games are not worth this amount of suffering. This is someone I really cared about. And I used to get so much joy out of seeing him create. For him to suddenly become angry and frustrated like this, it was the worst thing for me. I don't know. This is what I felt at the time. I don't know how else to explain it. I wanted it to stop more than anything. I had never felt so rotten. I needed more than I had ever needed anything for this to stop.
I had a feeling it would be.
But it didn't stop. After finishing this one, Coda takes another 7 months and comes up with a new game.
Warzone.
Warzone.
He feels like he's in limbo. You can be interrogation.
I intend to be brutal.
Okay. Just be warned that someone called the press, or you might have a bit of attention on this one. Also, one more thing, you should know about the machine. It calls itself Coda.
Hello, press.
What is the machine?
Okay.
I am him. The
This
Terminator. Oh, this is Coda.
And of course, it's the machine.
The think tank.
The content mill.
You stopped. I don't even.
The brain, the heart,
Yeah. What do you.
the creative mind.
Like, which one do you all want to pick? Because. I
Your
don't know.
work was keeping us alive.
Two.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Three.
I've been so alone.
Yeah, it's never gonna speak.
I've seen the thing you fear. Alright then, I'll apologize to the people on your behalf. I have a troubling revelation.
Will not apologize.
Yeah.
You're stronger than we think you are.
Let's show it that we are not failures.
Wow. Follow me, we will destroy the machine.
Wow.
Back onto the stage.
Hello, gun.
Do I shoot?
Spray the whole lobby.
Remember, you can click to fire the gun.
Oh.
Two.
So now the work is becoming self-destructive. And I'll tell you, at the time that I first played this game, shortly after he made it, here's what I'm thinking to myself. I'm thinking that Code is stuck in his own head, and that it's having a very negative effect on him, and that all he needs to do is just start showing his work to people, to get some actual feedback on his games. It might get him out of isolation. And so, as I'm thinking this, I realize that I could be the one to initiate it. Because it would never occur to Coda to start actively soliciting feedback, so what if I did it for him?
Oh.
If he could see the difference it would make to have more actual conversations with other human beings, Would that bring him out of his mental spiral?
Oh,
Would it give him
no.
confidence in himself? Would it bring meaning back into his work? So I started showing Coda's work to people. I took this one, and the islands which you just played, the theater, the notes, the house cleaning game, and some of the prison escape games. I brought them to people that I knew and trusted. I asked their opinions. And the great part is that they really loved his games. You know, the point of it all was just to give him some external reference point, but they genuinely loved his work. There was nothing for him to be afraid of.
But he didn't want that.
Because the games were for him.
Put down your weapon.
Can you see why I felt like this was the right thing to do? Because it's the thing that I always feel like I need, to be told that my work is good, that I am good. When someone really connects with a thing that I've made, when they see themselves purely in my work, there's nothing that feels better. And I got to give that very same feeling to my friend. I did something... I really felt like I'd done something good, like I was a good person. I felt like there was a friend who was in trouble and was unhappy and maybe didn't like themselves, and I could fix it. If I could give him this gift, maybe I could fix the problem. When they told me how much they enjoyed his games, it was the best feeling. It was the absolute best feeling. It made me feel so happy. So beautifully, beautifully happy.
I'm so afraid what's gonna happen next.
So anyway, Coda finishes this game, and then really he just kind of takes off for a while. So this is June of 2011, and I didn't hear anything from him for several weeks, I guess. And so out of nowhere, one day I get an email, and it's got a private link to a new game of Coda's. This one is called The Tower, and to my knowledge, it's the last game that Coda ever made. So let's take a look.
This is the one with all the screens. Okay.
Reusing classic assets.
And this is where I have trouble saying anything meaningful about Coda's work. Because more than anything else, the tower just feels distant. It feels like it's trying to distance itself from the world. It's a very cold game.
It was his message to you. It was his way of saying without words, don't bring other people into my world.
Yeah. But I do understand why he did that. Because you see this person...
This room actually has a maze in it. Except that all the walls of the maze are invisible. And then every time you touch one of the walls, there's this awful flashing and noise. So the experience is really miserable. The game goes beyond not being meant to be played. It actually seems to despise the player for trying to play it at all. But I do want to show you the rest of the levels, so when you're ready to continue, press enter and I'll put a bridge over the maze.
I just want to see. Yeah, go that way. Okay, go around the light is what I'm saying. Okay, hit
Yeah.
enter. I really was trying, bro. If we see that it's something that, just go ahead.
All I know is that I understand why this guy wanted to get... Like, it's such a... This is awful kind of feeling that this... Like, it's... Like, I don't... This is going beyond just... anything, though.
Sonny Boy was not here for the,
For the
commentary. He was not here for additional feedback. He was here for himself with his mind. He was trying to get out of his own slump by himself.
But I understand why he wanted, because all the works after that cozy game really did feel like he was just wanting to go further to just himself, which somewhat isn't bad, but the way he's representing it here is something where you want to help the person as best as you can. And to this guy, the best way was to show the workaround to see what people liked. And people liked it. And even though that's not what Coda wanted, fuck. Ugh.
Go ahead and hit enter.
No, it's the way that he phrased it. This is what helps me. This is what made me feel like I was helping.
But this clearly did not help.
Well,
The tower is locked down.
to help anybody with anything, the issue is you have to do it in the way that will best help them, not the way that you are most familiar with or that you think is best.
Yeah.
And that's
But-
something plenty of people struggle
But
with.
I don't know how you could have helped this person. Like, it's very...
And to be fair, it's not like this is the first game that's needed some modification to be playable. Like the house cleaning game. You know, that one used to actually loop the cleaning chores and you just cleaned a house forever. I had to cut it off so that you could exit the house and the game would actually end. But that game had an idea that it was actually trying to communicate. What's the deeper idea behind the invisible maze?
I mean, I see it, but it's not a healthy feeling. Like, I feel like this guy just made it for him, but when he started seeing that he couldn't come up with ideas that he wanted, then he started regressing and making these more... It's kind of like spiraling in that loop over and over of, I'm not good, I'm not good, I'm not good. How do you help someone that's doing that to themselves? There's just something that needs to be done.
The only way past this challenge is to randomly guess the 6-digit code. Like the invisible maze, it's frustrating to me, because it's the opposite of everything else that Coda has made. It doesn't encourage thought or engagement. It doesn't ask anything of me, except a lot of my time. If I could have reached him during this time, then maybe I could have asked him, but I couldn't. I still don't really understand why this is here. I'll put the code on the ground for you here, though, so that we can move on.
You know, this
Put
is...
in something that you have to read. Like, literally, this part, you have to just move numbers. So it is just time consuming. He's asking you if you're willing to put in the work, I guess,
to just...
to just play.
Well,
Not
to just
one-
show that you're there.
But it's not a meaningful puzzle, though.
Hit the thing.
But it's not a meaningful puzzle.
It isn't. Just like the invisible maze.
Yeah.
You can't see anything. You don't
You
know
can't
where to
see
go.
anything. You don't have any hints on what the numbers are. It feels like a Call of Duty Zombies puzzle.
It does.
I want to make that joke when I saw
But
this.
see, COD is different. They're just giving you something mindless, or it's not really mindless no more. It used to be.
Well, those zombie
They're just
Easter
shipping you
eggs,
while you're surviving.
those zombie Easter eggs have things that feel similar to this. Not in the same way, but the difference here is this guy is making this, I think, to make a point to this guy of,
Yeah.
fine, if you really want to show my work, then I'll make it as impossible for them to figure out to care.
The switch to open this door is actually on the other side of the door, meaning that it's literally impossible to solve from this side. So even if you somehow brute forced your way through the first 2 challenges and you got to this point, there's actually just no way to progress. And it's scary for me, the idea of Coda cutting himself off entirely, just saying, that's it, that's the end of the conversation, not giving me any way to fix the problem. I feel like a failure, I guess, when I can't fix the problem. But I can open this door for you, so let me do that. Was I a failure for not understanding this game? I don't know why I would be. It's not like everything needs to have a solution, but I feel it somehow. I feel like I failed, and I don't understand why. I remember, it's June of 2011. I'm playing this for the very first time, and as I'm playing, I'm thinking to myself, I don't know this person. I have no idea who this person is. It wasn't the guy I knew, it wasn't my friend. I had come to so many conclusions from looking at all of his work up to this point, and then suddenly none of them... I had been trying to, though. That was the thing. For years I was trying to get to know him, to understand who he actually was and what he stood for. I asked him so many times to please just tell me what his games mean to him. I asked him please to tell me what the 3 dots mean. And he wouldn't. I just felt so strongly that if I could have connected with him, that if I could have somehow made his work my own, that I would finally be once and for all happy. It was that I needed to see myself in someone else. I needed to be someone other than me. But he stopped and left, and it felt somehow like I had failed. Where did I screw up? I'm the reason that you stopped making games, aren't I? It's because of what I did. I poisoned it for you.
Damn.
The moment you took an interest, it wasn't for him anymore.
I don't think I ever told you this, but when I took your work and I was showing it to people, it actually felt... it felt as though I were responsible for something important and valuable. And the people who played them, they treated me like I was important. They really listened and cared about what I had to say. Even though I was showing your work, I felt good about myself. Finally. For a moment, while I had that, I liked myself.
I mean,
Yep.
yeah.
Oh, right. He put them in for...
And then you stopped, and I didn't have anything left to show people. I just had to be with myself. And as soon as that happened, there was no feeling at all. Nothing. Less than nothing. What does that mean?
Wow. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
That's awkward as fuck. I should not be laughing, but this is different. Davey was the problematic one.
I'm afraid that I did something really stupid because I don't like myself.
Wow.
So Davey's the problem. He stopped making games.
So Davey caused all the problems because
by trying to reach out.
By trying to reach out.
Well, not just by reaching out, by
Giving
feeling
it to other
by
people.
no.
The validation.
It goes back. He says it goes back to the lamppost. For this guy, he started making games because it was just for him. He put in the lamppost because of Davey. Because to give him closure, I guess, of some reason.
Where one stops and another starts.
For myself, they had exactly what I needed from them. And the moment I add an element for someone else, whatever it is, that element is not part of what I need for it.
Don't say anything. When you finally see what I'm talking about, don't say anything.
Which this game fucked that up.
So I don't know if this puzzle is also for Davey or not every time.
That's why I'm releasing this collection of your work, is because I haven't been able to find any other way to reach you. I've tried everything. And so a part of me has hope that if I put this compilation out into the world, and if I put my name on it, that maybe enough people will play it so that it'll find its way to you, so that I can tell you that I'm sorry. I know I screwed up. If I apologize to you truly and deeply, will you start making games again? Please, I need to feel okay with myself again. And I always felt okay as long as I had your work to see myself in. I mean, is something wrong with me? Because I know that I did an awful thing, and I'm doing it again right now. Like, I'm showing people your work, but I can't stop myself from doing it. That's how badly I need to feel something again, like I'm an addict. There has to be something wrong with me. Can I apologize? What if I tell you I was wrong? Will that work? Will that fix it? I don't know. I don't think it will, but there's nothing else that I can do. Just tell me what you want. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Please, start making games again. Please help me. Please give me some of whatever it is that makes you complete. I want whatever that wholeness is that you just summoned out of nothing and you put into your work. You were complete in some way that I never was. And I want to know I want to know how to be a good person. I want to know how not to hate myself. Please. I'm fading, and all I want is to know that I'm going to be okay.
Wow.
Wow. This was a game. This is definitely a game. This is a lot more personal.
Yeah.
This is a lot more personal.
We've been talking a lot about just... We've talked a lot.
More love, more praise, more people telling me that I'm good. Always more. It's like a disease.
I'm wondering.
Validation. The other guy, I think that's what he's saying. Is
Yeah.
he broken? The other guy didn't need it. He can do whatever he wants, whether it didn't.
Yeah.
He didn't know what he was doing or whatever, whether it was incomplete or
But-
not. He didn't need to show it to other people to get through his day. But it seems like Davey needs the outside
Yeah.
acknowledgement. That's how he gets through.
But that other guy felt poisoned by Davey
By doing that,
by not just showing the guy the work, but by
bastardizing his work. By
feeling
making
like
it
he
different.
needs to be making the work to appease Davey at the same time of himself.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I guess at this point I don't know if I'm. I don't know if I've said things that I now am off on or not.
Because this is all complete 180. This is all
Yeah,
on Davey.
but
There was nothing wrong with the dude. The dude knew what he was doing.
he did know what he was doing. I do still think that maze and all of that
Is unhealthy.
is still... Well, now I
But
don't know.
It wasn't unhealthy because it was a message.
Solution. 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 I guess if someone had told me ahead of time that he just really enjoyed making prison games, maybe I wouldn't have thought he was so desperate. I wouldn't have told so many people that he was depressed. Maybe he just likes making prisons. Even now, the disease is telling me to stop. Don't show people what a shitty person you are. They'll hate you. If I knew that my life depended on finding something to be driven by other than validation, what would that even be? It's strange, but the thought of not being driven by external validation is unthinkable. Like, I actually cannot conceive of what that would be like.
The guy didn't have that problem. And
He
that's
didn't.
That's where this is fucking up. I love how we begun at like chapter 3. Outside validation was the topic that we brought up.
Yeah.
Or you two specific. This is great.
Yeah.
Well, that it's not necessary. It's nice. I think it's nice to get.
It's nice, but it's not something that's needed.
If it was something
If
I
it's-
needed,
Then I wouldn't be in the field I want to try to be in.
if it was something I needed, then I would have settled for one of the collaborators that wanted to do something in a way that I thought was wrong. I would have said, fuck it, I just want to have my work out there. And I would have gone that other route. I would have just pumped out scripts that got
What now? I think I need to go. And I'm sorry, because I know that I said that I would be here and I would walk you through this, but I'm starting to feel like I have a lot of work to do. I have a lot that I need to make up for, and so I'm just gonna... Okay.
I guess we're left on our own now.
I'd like for it to bring us back to the first game.
The CSGO kind of map.
Yeah.
I mean, we might be. I don't know. But I also don't think so. Okay. Where does that lead? Let's just drop down. What?
We're going up. So, go to that.
Or this is going down?
No, we're going up.
It's...
Oh, you saved
Wow.
a few seconds on that.
I did. I'm just lost for words at this point. Like,
I think it's supposed to leave you speechless.
yeah. I just... It's hard to think.
It's
Bec-
somber.
Yeah.
Quite melancholic. Melancholic.
to make it my...
Yeah, he did
it
this himself.
It really pulled a 180, and now I'm really trying to think of what all we said in this game, and
That don't fit now because it was all created by Davey.
that it was narrated by Davey.
A false narrator.
Unreliable name.
Unreliable. I'm sorry. That is
Yeah.
the name of the narrator. Took me. Unreliable narrator.
Oh, we're back to the beam? Oh.
Put yourself in it. That's what Davey should do.
Because it does a thing.
Yep. Oh, I thought it was going to bring us to a void.
That's what he was. That's what he's been doing.
Coda?
This is just everyone.
It's the end of the game.
Infinitely complex maze.
Yeah.
You can never hope to sort yourself out. But you can put together what bits of yourself you can find.
This is quite profound.
And you just have to hope that that's enough.